welcome back to Bronze League Heroes. An aggressive U2 to start things. Let me introduce the Zerg player in the bottom right. Doing an extractor trick. Crest, Ride AC, Ride Ek, Ride AC, I don't know. Crest. And the dankest in the top left, of course, the blue Terran player. Squanchy. Alright. Terran versus Zerg, the iconic matchup. If you think of StarCraft, what do you think of? You think of the humans fighting. You think of Starship Troopers, the game. The fancy aliens with all their super technology and their weird religions. Okay, that's secondary, but oh my god. First blood. Where's Jimmy? Where's my first blood?
Bullshit.
Oh wait, return! The drone slaughters the SCV building the barracks and then goes back in for more, but he'll micro back. A spawning pool on the way so far. Looking relatively standard. Like what we could say is standard. If I was one who would be judging things on whether or not they were standard, then I would potentially say these are standard builds. But by that I mean they're following the general trend of what you'd see players pretend if they were okay. He's just instead of coming back to like and mining some minerals, no, that drone was never gonna go back to a mundane life mining minerals. No, of course not. It was gonna be a hatcher. It was gonna be something. It was gonna create something. And that something is larva or queens or upgrades, probably just larva and queens, but still. So much more than his drone brethren. Especially after the murder of an SCV. Oh, the Zerglings are desperately trying to outmicro the SCV. The SCV is away from keyboard. But the Zerglings made sure that SCV could not escape. Some intense Zergling micro there. Meanwhile, the Marines. Well spread. What are they waiting for? You can never be too careful. What's coming up next? A fusion core. Could it be Battlecruisers? Would it be Battlecruisers? If it wasn't, I would be intensely surprised. Like, Bronze League Heroes brings us Terrans so iconic. Strategies so well known and well used that PlanetSide has stolen their marketing scheme. Because what is Bronze League Heroes all about? By the way, this is an ad for PlanetSide. It's about big capital ships and big-ass tanks and robots. Well, guess what, PlanetSide, who those who haven't joined in lately, big-ass capital ships and big-ass tanks and robots. So PlanetSide upgraded their fusion core and marketing tactics because of Bronze League Heroes. We're gonna, you out there, you Bronze League Heroes, you Terrans with about 60 APM in IQ, you are the real men of genius. And women. And squanchies. A Nidus network. A bold move. Another Nidus network. He was having... Wait. I thought I saw a Nidus, but then I saw... Oh, that's an Evo chamber. Winter. I never learned how to read. I've just been guessing the names of things based on what Roddy says this whole time. Meanwhile, more overlords on the way. A Nidus against a one-base player is a bold proposition, considering they have one base to defend. So, it's likely they might... Well, they have a good chance of seeing it coming. And you know what deals with a Nidus worm quite well? Good border control here, making sure that wall is always solid. a battlecruiser against someone who's going for a whole bunch of Zerglings and Banelings in a Nidus, a battlecruiser is quite a solid tool. Now, Crest knows not. Well, he isn't quite. He will see the fusion core, I think, potentially with the Nidus Worm. Maybe not the time you want to see a fusion core, but will he care is another question. Not using the tactical jump, instead with this beautiful Emojian skin, I gotta say, one of my favorites. More skin. Look good, play good. Exactly 68 p.m. His dad was a watchmaker. Okay. Could never get out of his head. The battlecruiser saunters into the natural. One queen to defend. That's not enough queen to defend. More spore crawlers gonna be built, but the battlecruiser, despite all the lings and veins, trying desperately to get in. Imagine how bad it's gonna be when they try to get out. As they funnel through the tiniest possible gap in the minerals. There is no other part of the Nidus. The Nidus is happening in the main. Okay, we'll have to see. Will Squanchy realize? Squanchy! He could jump back the cruiser. There's another cruiser coming out as well. He has not reacted. He's going towards the main. Crest is down to 20 workers, but he's about to do some Oh, one by one. Gotta really... Oh, that has to be real stressful for the Nidus with that many links and banelings. Oh, he goes straight. He files into the orbital. He's slowly let the banelings crash all into the orbital. He's not lifting. He's not lifting. The orbital dies. He has one more command center to work with. Eventually, the battlecruiser cleans this up. Meanwhile, though, there's a Hellion. The queen standing her ground. Her ground is very hot right now. So hot right now. But it looks like she might actually take out most of those Hellions. The Zerglings going for the Hellions. The worker count for Squanchy is at a balmy 2, which is maybe not quite as high as he was hoping. Make that 1. The last SCV. The last hero. It's all on him. He's building a third battlecruiser, though. It's not like Crest has a massive economy either. Somehow, the damage on both sides has been devastating. Crest survives, building more workers. Crest, L-O-L. Which is, of course, just acknowledging and respecting his opponent. That's live out your life. Or live out life, for short. As they will go their separate ways. Never mind! The war begins anew! As that Zergling murdered the last SCV, preciously close to actually going down. But he's gonna research Blue Flame for his 2 souped-up Hellions. Because he can. Yamato is done. He can use the Yamato cooldowns in order to minimize damage to the battlecruisers. Because it's not just about the fact the battlecruisers are here. Like, repair costs money. Even if the battlecruisers are able to escape. Distributing that damage pretty solidly. Unfortunately, the spores all concentrating on one cruiser. He's waiting for his opportunity to jump. Micro's back. The flying laser bathtub micro. It's intense. He actually jumped back home. There aren't enough SCVs to reliably repair. More spore crawlers! Spores everywhere. It's incredibly uncomfortable. I hope that he doesn't have allergies, but he's inside a battlecruiser. I was trying to make like a spore-related joke, but I didn't know enough about the game called Spore to make one. So at this point, just go ahead, leave a comment, fill in a good spore joke. It's a fun word. Anyways, crawling forward. Wow, I really butchered that one. Just like this battlecruiser butchering Jones. Crest is back to 34 workers. The spore count, the SPM. He's got 25 spore crawlers. 2.5 spores per minute. Squanchy's back up to 5 workers. He does have the battlecruisers as well. Important to note, Blue Flame Hellions. So he's well defended against Zerglings. And to an extent Banelings, even though Banelings are not light units. They just don't have a tag. Battlecruiser looking for an opportunity. Crest with more workers than he's ever built in his career. 51 now. Because he kind of just has to sit in his base. Yamato! Yeah. That Overlord, incredibly dead. Battlecruiser sends back the transmission home. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him.
Mission accomplished. Battlecruiser, work here done. Yamato on cooldown. Crest at 53 workers, but Blue Flame Hellions could potentially change all that. Everybody's kind of gone back to their corners after this heated exchange, literally and figuratively. The Battlecruiser is repaired. That was probably quite costly. Those things don't have much of a warranty. How many units? There are no units but drones and queens. He doesn't have any. Crest has no units. Oh, barbecue time! Blue Flame! Oh, he's building 18 Zerglings at the most fortuitous timing, even though 18 Zerglings might not save him. 22 Zerglings. I think he caught a glimpse of that Hellion over there. But the Zerglings, I think he wants to go for another Nidus. The Blue Flame Hellion's very mad at that extractor. Now going for the drones. Roasting the larva as well. It's just, it's a shotgun blast, not a sniper rifle, okay? Meanwhile, the Zerglings are in the Nidus, though! Oh, no! Network issues! How do I restart my computer? Have you tried turning it off and turning it on? No, I tried pulling all my... Don't pull the drones! Plug your Ethernet cable in! Well, I guess those Zerglings are gone. The packet's lost for all of time. Like all of these drones! A massive barbecue! So many drones being roasted right here. Oh, the night is finally complete. Well done, says Squanchy. But back in the vein, the Zerglings. Only a few. Oh wait, that's a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. Oh my God, how many Zerglings died in the making of this production? 81 so far. It feels like so much more, I guess, when there's so little economy. Squanchy now cut that worker lead from 50 ahead to 9. Squanchy still has less workers than he started with. He will finally deal with the Nidus Worm. Zerglings. Must die. How many more? Throw another Zergling on the Barbie, says Squanchy. The Hellion count is too damn high. I was criticizing the Blue Flame Hellions. But now it appears the Blue Flame Hellions will deliver him from near certain defeat. Potentially. To victory. The Spine Crawlers now are the choice. Crest with the less than ideal rally point. Remember, Crest, it started with the drone that killed the SCV. First blood. It became a hatchery. At some point, like, he said, I will take care. The spores boxed in by the Hellions trying to scramble away. It's a slow roasting process here. Oh, put them in the slow cooker. Has the spores nice and tenderized. Not a huge cooking aficionado, but that drone that became the hatch lived long enough to see his brothers burn, and their sisters, and their mothers, and their queens, and also the spore crawlers, which were kind of unrelated, and nobody really treats them like equals because they only hit air. But even at this point. And then finally, after watching all of that, Squanchy roasts the hatchery, a precious release after the bloodshed. Well, really not so much bloodshed as just cauterized bloodshed, because immediately upon getting hit by those hellions, most of the units are being immolated. So there are 2 mutas on the way, but Crest was in such a panic that he may have accidentally built a second spire in his mission to wall off his own Nidus network. He hasn't quite managed to pull it off quite yet, but eventually with enough spore crawlers, he may be able to do so. There are now still 44 drones, like, the drone production! Just the sheer amount of... Widow Mine in the middle of the map. Does he have drilling claws? No, he can just kill the mine. Oh no! The second they came back for the mine! Oh, in the second mine! The co-op mission! Oh, he set the hook. Zerglings, a Final Destination movie for the Zerglings. Even if you escape death from the Hellions, from the Battlecruisers, from the first mine, they'll find a way. 137 Zerglings. He's lost 10,856 resource to 4,100. Squanchy still only at 16 SCVs. The Battlecruiser's still intact. There aren't... Oh, wait, there are 14 mutas! A scan? Yep, there's a base. He sees 2 mutas. Where are the rest of the mutas? You can't put mutas in a Nidus. Though you can try. The rest of the mutas are flapping around back at home. The spore crawlers haven't yet been assigned a bunk location on the creep. 1 Battlecruiser showing up to the party. The rest of the units, mostly Hellions. He's waiting for his moment. The mutas are going for the cruiser. There are a total of 2 cruisers on the field. Oh, but the muta count. He does have tactical jump. He jumps away. Back home to the shipyards. The Hellions will successfully distract the mutas for a significant portion of time. Do you know Hellions are slightly slower than mutas? You do now. Runs to the Widow Mines in the center of the map. 1-1 upgrades. Feeling incredibly inspired. There's a couple... These tanks to defend the Nidus. The Widow Mines to defend the tanks. Those are the only 2 mines there. He's building 3 more. The mutas got a little distracted. He's macroing back at home. Infestation pit is on the way. +1/+1. Nearly complete. The Hellions. Looking... There's only so many bases here on Triton. At some point, there's a drone waiting for its opportunity. The Hellions might get the better of it. Meanwhile, Crest has focused a lot more on his macro than his micro. And Squanchy, I wouldn't say he's focused on his micro, but that definitely is what he's relying more on. Oh no, a single muta. He knows the threat. He scouts. It's just Marines. It's fine, bro. But Squanchy, once again, with a classic misdirection. The mutas are just going to avoid this entirely. But underneath the Battlecruisers are 3 Widow Mines! Oh, he's being so careful, but not careful enough! Disaster! The mines! Obliterate the mutas and soften up the rest. The Battlecruiser's easily able to chop off a couple more. And again, Squanchy! Oh no, the mines in the center of the map, almost connected on the muta survivors. Not quite. They retreat to the spores, to some semblance of safety. But no amount of static defense is enough in such a dynamic game. The Zerglings, Lings and Lisks. That's all he was contracted to build. More Hellions. Another base rebuilt on the corpse of the original drone in his honor. But will it be defended? The Hellions. Drones are being transferred. Everyone's here. There's not that many. Oh, the Zerglings are roasted. And even some... Oh, wait. There are more Zerglings. He has 1-1-1 upgrades. No upgrades. An armory now being built for Squanchy. Crest is building 6 more spines. His hive is nearly complete. I'm excited to see what he does with that. He's up to 35. Squanchy at 20 workers. He has made inroads towards taking his main. He's been patient this whole time when it comes to expanding and his economy, so why not continue to be patient? The Zerglings draw out the Widowmine hits, beautifully done. Doesn't want to risk it. There might be a third, you never know. The Battlecruiser's heading towards the bottom left. Drilling Claws is on the way as he figures out that the Zerglings being able to see the mines. There's a second mine. There's a third mine. But does he mine the Battlecruisers in the bottom left? Zerglings! They might have wings, but they can only distract the Battlecruisers for a short time. They cannot fly. He's found a lot of creative ways to lose these Zerglings this match. Here come the Mutas, but Yamato Cannon ready to unload! Blast Pass! That's not nearly enough Mutalisks. This was an incredible Muta risk for someone who barely has any anti-air. Where are the spores? They're on the way! They've been held in reserve, but the reserve spores are called to battle, and they will be here eventually! More Mutas! Will the hatchery survive? +1 mech weapons on the way, though that only affects the ground units. The hatchery taking a lot of hits. The spore migration continues. The spores, like a leaf on the wind. But if the wind was very slow and the leaf was very heavy, the creep is starting to recede as the spores desperately scramble into position. And that's not nearly enough spores to stop the... Oh, the Yamato's very dead spore. Oh, the other one. Oh, no. Ah! Oh, no. We made a huge mistake. They're on the way. Retreat! Oh, the units come in for the next wave of this tower defense game. He's trying to out-micro the laser bathtubs, but that's not really how that works. He jumps away. The cost efficiency, 17,000 to 5,800. But Crest still has twice as many workers. He's got 4 bases. He's building corruptors. He's got 20 spores in his main. His upgrades aren't terrible either. Squanchy has never taken a 3rd base in his StarCraft career, which may have only been a few dozen games, but those games have taken the better part of a month. So, the Zerglings spreading out, the Hellions looking, finding, and ignoring. Oh, but that one! That Hellion. Like, do I have to do everything, guys? Oh my god. The only Hellion to check his map. Another base. Gets a full surround so it can't run away. A cancel. Quick reaction. A Thor being built. Oh no, Spore Crawlers don't counter Hellions! Oh, another massive flash roast. The Zerglings like paper coated in gasoline. They just go up in flames almost before the Hellions even fire. And the select all army, a beautiful mini-map rotation of the Zerglings the moment the panic key is hit. The select all army hotkey, F2. He's thinking more like F you, Mr. Hellions. Squanchy, his army supply overwhelming. A scan. He jumps. 4 cruisers! Their numbers grow once again, but this time the drones are given fair warning to retreat. That's not enough mutas, even with +2/+1 upgrades. The Yamatos are used, though. Corruptors coming up. They deal damage to massive units, which includes motherships, carriers, your mother, battle cruisers, Tempest. The Corruptors, the correct counter here, finally. But are there enough of them? The numbers still matter. 2-1. He's targeting. It's 3 Corruptors. They're doing a lot of damage to these cruisers. They jumped in, which means of course he can't jump out. But it has Crest Ride AC finally. Nope. 7 more Corruptors on the way. The Battlecruiser shot down. A lot of history and blood in their wake. But once again, on the 3rd version of the Memorial Hatch. Actually, was this the 3rd version? I don't know how many times this hatchery. I think it only died once, but it might have been twice. It's unclear at this point. There have been 101 drones. Slaughtered, roasted, barbecued, melted. Another base coming together. The army, though, Squanchy finally bringing his army together. It's been a long road getting here. The mechanical industrial complex was almost dismantled by the Nidus network. But at this point, McDonald's and their big mech are here to stay. Couldn't come up with anything more clever, but can Crest Ride. And the Zerglings just spontaneously combust in the vicinity of the Hellions. There are 2 Thors. Is there anything else? There's nothing else to stop them! The drones! Ash and flame! Not in that order. 9 Broodlords! Finally, for the first time, maybe ever, Squanchy has the worker lead. But the Broodlords, a final option. The less he's climbed up the tech tree over 26 minutes. Squanchy is mining out of both his natural and his main, despite his best efforts. Crest Ride barely has enough to re-expand, but he has the spines, the backbone of his defense. There's limited anti-air besides this. I think he's realizing it. There's still a battlecruiser. He scans. He sees the base. The army moves. The Broodlords must hold. This is it. The Broodlord's not moving. The drones starting to sweat. And it's not just because of the blue... Well, it's mostly because of the Blue Flame Hellions. The drones will try to run. But once again, a Blue Flame Hellion, some Thors. But here comes the Broodlords. The base will be melted again. A battlecruiser jumps into the fray. There are corruptors. And by that I mean there's corruptor. Not anymore! Corruption removed! If only it was that easy. There's barely enough money if he wants to build more. The drones are transferring in a very precarious way that may give things that one... What are you, Sue? Crest Ride here with 0 corruptors. The Hellbats a little suspicious as to where those drones were transferring from. Oh no. The Broodlords trying to just fly a little higher so they can hit the battlecruiser with their broodlings. But it doesn't work like that. Yamato is not up. Tactical Jump is not up. The Corruptor's on the hunt. Squanchy is running out of income. So is Crest Ride. Another base roasted. Still one barely intact. More Corruptors. The Broodlord. The Corruptors scrambling out a couple Marines. They did not sign up for this. In fact, apparently according to the lore, almost none of them signed up at all. Tactical Jump is nearly ready. Jump is online. But nothing else is. The Hellions overstayed their welcome, and now their goose is getting cooked. As the Nibbly boys chase them down, one gets trapped, the rest barely going to escape. Not the most nimble creatures. More Hellions coming up. What anti-air is there? 3 Thors in high-impact single-target mode. Technically a strong counter. But is that actually enough? They have +1. But against 2-2, Crest has been upgrading these air units. His micro... Oh no, the Selecto Army Hockey. Bringing everything together for what could be the final defense. Squanchy continues to have a massive army supply advantage. But Crest has yet to let that deter him. He says, you know what doesn't count towards army supply? Spines and spore crawlers. And that is technically correct. Scans. But was there a scan in the most important location? I don't know what that other scan, the first scan over here, that's it. Okay. Can never be too careful. There's enough Corruptors. Is there detection for the mines? The mines could be turned against him. Here come the Thors! 3 Thors! Battling! He micros the broods back! The Thor's still doing a lot of damage here! Just pounding through! He might be over-microing slightly! The Thor's taking the damage he's targeting! Micros to the high ground! The Thors are on the chase! He's target firing only the units that don't actually hit the broods! On Yamato cannon as well. Did that hit him? Brood Lord? Or oh, the spines? The spines actually making a huge difference here. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be so close. Because the Thors can technically counter the the Brood Lords, but the Hellbats are covering. Another Battlecruiser jumps away. There's very little in the way of reinforcements. The Brood Lord's holding. The Hellbats roasting through whatever's left on the ground. But another round of Broodlings traps a Thor. It barely escapes. 2 Brood Lords left. Barely a Brood Lord of health between them. Another scan. He spots the brutes. The Thor about as microable as a Battlecruiser and twice as heavy. Meanwhile, the Brood Lord's gonna go to work on the Hellbats, trying to use whatever high ground vision. I don't. Okay, you can. Blood for the Blood God. Squanchy has. Oh wait, he just. The brutes, the Thor, the Nibbly boys. He missed targets. The broods will hold for now, but Crest is out of gas, figuratively and very, very literally. Meanwhile, a single hero Zergling working on the SCVs. There are a couple Widow Mines to potentially protect them. Oh no. The Widow Mine. Oh, he micros back or the AI leash range. It's unclear. Meanwhile, the Brood Lords are trying to hold. 16 drones left over. 2 broods to rule them all. What kind of anti-air is there left? There's one Thor. Remember, Squanchy has like no minerals left in his base. Despite actually having the bases, he's struggling to mine a meaningful amount. The hero Zergling. Roasted. Widow Mines, not like this! Widow Mines, the most fun and interactive unit in all of StarCraft, to kill the Brood Lords, and with it, hope. And now what? He has no gas. While this base has yet to be scouted, there's only so many out on the map. The drones run, but the hellions ride for death and glory. 163 drones and counting. Where do you even run? There's nowhere left. But Crest refuses to surrender. He refuses to give up. Squanchy's only mining off of one base. If only the spores could tilt over a little bit. One Brood Lord is all he can afford. But that's better than nothing. Crest refuses to give up. Oh no. He has no detection. Could use some spores. Some spores bled out. Ah! 179. Down to 13. The Brood Lord, the Lord, joining with the last queen? No, there are 3 queens left. The Queen Brenda! Run! But where? Where can you go? Nowhere is safe. Oh, the drones are long distance mining. Oh no, the Widow Mines are desperately, they're teasing them with the lock-on time. It takes so long. He's going all the way to the back of the main. A slow motion disaster. Brenda's back. Injecting the main base. I'm pretty sure he's using a different type of injects, but... Meanwhile, Zerglings. Squanchy expanding yet again. He's mined out of his main and his natural. Crest refuses to surrender while he still has anything to fight with and to fight for. There's multiple Widow Mines. The Zerglings in an incredibly fortuitous position. As the SCVs are transferred, some Zerglings will be inspired to battle. Meanwhile, the Widow Mines! Oh, run! Oh, I don't even know what happened there. He finds some SCVs. Unfortunately distracted by the rest. A Battlecruiser! Where are the Corruptors? Where did the there's so much going on. Hellions roasting again. Another round. Widowmines will kill Hellions as well. They don't discriminate. Oh. Another cruiser jumps. He delays the expansion. Another battlecruiser in the main. Where are the corruptors? These Widowmines continue to obliterate detection. He's forced to cancel the base. He's just gonna go for it. Blue Flame Hellions. He's not microing, but he kills the Hellions, which removes another one of the Greater Spire. Oh no! He builds another brood. Ah no! Oh, Widowmine showing their fun interactivity yet again. Another brood. The Corruptors. Are there even enough left? There's one Broodlord left. 3 Thors more than a match. And at this point... oh, he jumps! Oh, come on! What a save! He's targeting the hive. Will he jump in time? He doesn't jump that one. The brood and the rest of the Widowmines will trigger. Crest is building 14 more drones, which will get us over, potentially, the 200 mark. Crest refuses to give up. And I have to credit him, as Squanchy is still only mining on one base. He is up 74 army supply. The tech tree has been essentially reset. You're allowed to build your spawning pool in other bases, Crest, but the Broodlord is on the way. It's on patrol. A Zergling sees the Thors, and then oh no! Death comes for all. Where's the Yamato? Blast him. Oh, he's not even gonna use the Yamato. Squanchy. Wait. A fade away! You thought I was gonna... Wait, he shoots the Corruptor. The Broodlord will live. And with it, a dream! Squanchy's mining out of his, I guess, third. Another battlecruiser goes down. That's battlecruiser number 7. While Crest has lost 23,000 more resources and nearly 500 more units. The Thors are here, and I don't know how you stop them now. With a nearly, like a half dead, the Thors 2 hits. That's all it's gonna take. The Broodlords don't solve this. He's trying to use the high ground. They don't have the range they once did. The Thors, watch out! The Hellbats are getting in the way. It's helping. And a battlecruiser, come on! Come on! The Yamato is interrupted by the brutal slaughter of the final lord. The Corruptor is drawn in. The big robots and the big ships. The planet-side marketing campaign of Bronze League Heroes unit compositions. The Zerglings will desperately dive across the map trying to accomplish something. Anything. The Widowmines are moving into position. An orbital under attack. Another mine. Another slaughter. He's target firing. There's not actually much to defend these bases. He's repairing. Going for the SCVs. Crest will never give up. He will never surrender. Though he may want to. Oh no, the Widowmine, one will die. He's killing so many SCVs, but Zerg buildings can't fly, which is a disastrous situation to be in. Crest, the speed of this army is just, it's not fast. It's just not very fast. Squanchy is back down to 2 SCVs, which is only double his lowest point. Remember, Oh no. More mines. He thought he had them all. What's left? No Zerglings! No drones! No units! Crust with a well-punctuated and heartfelt statement. Oh, and Squanchy with the most perfect possible response. Ah, the capstone. The finisher, the icing on the incredibly long-winded and heated cake. You're the most annoying type of cheap Terran there is. Squanchy says, thank you. The final drone. Not enough. Crest not able to bring it back. The cost efficiency, 223 drones! 325 Zerglings. Bunch of overlords. Not that much else. 16 spines, 37 spore crawlers, an entire tech tree, 10 hatcheries. Squanchy holds. Despite being down to 1 SCV, it was all over! But it had just begun. Thank you. Thank you to Disco35 for recommending this, doing the due diligence and laudable task of judging through many mediocre games to find the coal that could be a diamond. Congratulations, Squanchy. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and ring the bell and tell me, was this the best you've ever seen? Is this a good PlanetSide marketing campaign? Was this truly Bronze League Heroes?